Hello, and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Deb from Debsy Organics. So, we've been talking a lot about the organic foods and the advantages of actually eating organic foods. But at times you find that you might not really know how to preserve this beautiful food you've got, and most of it is not really cheap, it's pricey, so you would want to preserve it as much as possible. And you realize that most of the time the organic foods don't have lots of chemicals on them to preserve them for a longer time, which means they do actually need to have a bit more protection than just some of the foods that are full of chemicals or things to prevent them from rotting and all this, to preserve them for a longer time. So most organic foods don't have that element, because that is what our aim. We're trying to run away from those chemicals. So we're buying these foods so that we can actually have them in the best possible way. So I've got this little chart here which actually shows how the 5 ways to keep the organic food fresher for longer. So I've got the part that talks about sorry, I was meant to put my face on there. That's actually talking about washing and drying the veggies when we come back, when we get them from the market. We get home, make sure that we just wash them to take off all the soil or sand or all those things, the dirt from the garden. But then we have to ensure that we actually do dry them. So we wash and dry the organic produce before storing it, just to prevent the moisture build up. And because fruits and veggies do naturally give off a bit of, they do more like ferment, or they've got that gas, that is actually, that helps them to ripen off. So as they get riper, they actually produce this gas. So you need to have it all wiped off, and because if you've got the moisture around it, it actually helps it in rotting off and deteriorating fast. So please make sure that you do wash and dry the veggies before you put them in the fridge, to actually help in preserving them for a longer time. In the fridge temperature, which is something that I've actually realized that at times we don't notice how our temperatures in the fridge can actually affect the foods we have. For example, if we are talking about in summer, usually we might need to ensure that we do adjust the the fridge temperatures. For example, you could get the fridge itself to be around 4 degrees Celsius, and the freezer to get down to almost minus 18 degrees Celsius. So this, helps them to stop in the deterioration process. It preserves the fresh foods, and then also prevents them from freezing over. So if you make sure that the top part is the right temperature, it's not going to have those veggies freezing in the fridge department, and also, making sure that the food in the freezer is not melting off. Then we've got the meat. For the fresh meats, please try to use them. If you're deciding not to freeze them, use them within the 2 days. And if not, try to make sure that you have got, or if it's all like, if you're actually freezing them, please wrap them in foil and then securely in a sealed plastic bag. That actually helps the moisture and also the flavoring to be sealed in there. And you can even at times, if you've got smoked meats, you can wrap them in a vinegar soaked cloth. That preserves the flavor, and also preserves more like the moisture, because at times the smoked meats can actually dry out. But if you put a soaked vinegar cloth around them, it actually helps them with the flavoring, and also it helps with keeping them all moist and good. And also be mindful of the expiry dates. So you usually know that most of the foods that are not that don't have preservatives, they don't have that lifelong, that in like prolonged life that's been put on them. So like, for example, if you've got an apple that's been waxed and some that doesn't, an apple that is unwaxed, the one that is unwaxed is more likely to actually go bad quickly. So I would usually encourage, like what I do, I go to the markets and I get the foods I need, and I don't overbuy stuff, because by the end of the day, you buy what you need so that you can eat it as fresh as you can actually possibly can. So try to make sure that you do get to buy the foods you need, and also making sure that you cook or you use what you got first, like first in first out situation. And then we've got the grains. So the dry grains and cereals, I do try to make sure that you put them in airtight containers. That helps with getting things like the moths out of the way, and also to get them to ensure that they don't have moisture being trapped in there as they end up getting all moldy. So trying to make sure that they're actually sealed in an airtight container does help prevent the food from deteriorating and also from going bad. So you can't always eat the food you buy in a timely manner, but try to buy what you need and not overbuying stuff, because you end up wasting and putting things in the bin. But if you think you've overbought stuff, another way of doing it could be to actually cook the food and freeze it before it actually deteriorates. So I hope this helps you with how to preserve the organic produce you've got, and also see you in the next videos where we're going to discuss more and more about what it is that we can do to continue with our organic journey, where we're going to have the best foods possible for our best nutritional needs, and also saving the environment and getting away from the chemicals that are harmful to our bodies. I hope you get to enjoy this video, and you also use it in the future with everything you buy, the foods, and how to preserve them. Catch you soon. Please see a link below where you can get more material on how to continue living the organic way, and see in my shop if there's something in the link below, something that could be useful for you. I've put together little bits and pieces of some of the things that are helpful for people who are trying to get into the organic world, where they can actually have the little bits and pieces to help you preserve food, with the lotions or with organic soap and all that. So I hope to see you soon, and have fun and happy cooking and preserving the foods that are worth having, and continue with a healthy eating. Thank you.